is probably one of the most important lessons you can ever learn in your life. Mike, I hate my job, but it pays pretty well. Any advice on what I should do next? Beautiful fucking question. Mike, I hate my job, but it pays well. Any advice on what I should do next? I talk about this a lot in the book. I've talked about this on the podcast as well. Ready for this? If you have a job that's paying well, you don't fucking leave it. You never, ever, ever, unless it's a really, really toxic environment, quit a job until you have your next thing lined up. So what that means is while you're working and you're getting that good paycheck, you need to be grinding on the side. You need to be figuring out what the next move is. If you're working all day and all night for 15 bucks an hour, for whatever it is, 12 bucks an hour, whatever, you need to put in that extra time after you get out of work to think through your next plays, yo. You need to be playing chess all the time. And so while that's really hard, and I know that doesn't sound super appetizing to people, it is so necessary to set up your next moves before you pull the plug on what you currently have paying the bills, bro. So you have to line the next shit up. And honestly, the best thing you can do is line up another income stream that is giving you money while you're making money on your other thing. And then what happens is as soon as that secondary income stream catches up to the first one, you can dip on your job. And honestly, that will happen, and it's still scary. I mean, even for me, dude, like when I was about to leave Lovesac, which was a $100,000 a year plus job, and move out here, I had the sweetest setup in the world, fucking guaranteed, yo. I was coming out here, I had an $80,000 a year salary, part-time lined up with Maverick. I was so excited about it, and I was still scared to leave Lovesac. So it's never fucking easy, but you gotta grind, yo. If you're making good money, you gotta grind, and you gotta work on your other projects when you get a chance. Weekends, nights. See this shit right now? Like, it's 5:50 on a Sunday night. The girlfriend wants to do couple shit, and I said I gotta grind, yo. I gotta get on Twitch. I gotta talk to my people, yo. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to be home. Babe, what do you want to be doing right now? She said she wants me to fall off the earth. That was her answer. I want to do my own media and marketing agency. What is your advice for this in 2021? Good God, bro. It's just such a gnarly fucking field to get into right now, dude. It's like so many people have those. My advice to you, try to make one relationship with someone, either on the brand side or the talent side, and use that as a, like, all right. Basically what I'm going to say is this. I get a lot of, not shit for it, but there's people, all right, listen. People love to talk shit. They love to say, okay, oh, you made your way via Logan and Lana and all that shit. That's fantastic. Network your way to greatness. Network your way to greatness, dude. Your relationships are, your network is your net worth, is what people say, right? Network is your net worth. Build relationships, build friendships with people that are like you. By the way, just being around people that are like you and have the same kind of thought process of you will make you a better person anyways. But there's so much shit that you can do with the right gang of people around you. If you're not talented, listen, like, yo, people can say that shit all fucking day. Please come try to tell me that I'm not entertaining to watch and that it was built off of Logan and Lana's back. You're a fucking liar, bro. Don't even fucking try saying it. But it fucking helped a lot. It helped a fucking lot, dude. Having the right people around you to promote or to work with you or do this or do that, it's a banger, bro. So it helps a lot. Bilal, clout chase for success. Call it whatever you want. Let people call it whatever you want. Network your way to greatness, dude. Most of the people that you see at the top right now network their way to greatness, bro. Like collabs. It's a way to get eyes on, dude. That's it. It's all it is. A perfect example is Kanye helping Virgil, dude. Everybody looks at Kanye. I'm so happy you said that. Everybody looks at Kanye. Kanye West, greatest of all time, one of the best of all time. He dick rode Jay-Z left and fucking right to get to where he is today. Left and fucking right. Made all Jay-Z's music. Jay-Z put him on. The same way Logan put me on. People always love to talk shit about that, but that's how the system works. That's how it fucking works, yo. People put other people on. You know what I'm saying? Like, people work with each other. If you got talent, somebody will work with you. Advice do you have about college? the same advice I would give about college is the advice I would give about the job that you have right now that's paying well, and that is it's just good to not say fuck it until you feel good about saying fuck it. There's nothing. I know it seems like such a big deal, like, oh my god, I got to spend 4 years of my life working on something and it might put me in debt and shit like that, but there's something good about having that fucking 4-year degree. They're becoming less and less needed, in all honesty. Like, there's most corp companies out here now, like Apple, I think Google, Facebook, companies like that, they're not making a 4-year degree a prereq anymore for employment. Like, you used to have to, they wouldn't even look at your resume unless you had a degree, and it's not necessary anymore. So, but yeah, somebody just said worst case scenario, you're 22 years old with a degree and you could do it. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, go to I personally, if it makes sense and it's something that you could squeeze in and you're that type of person that could do college while also working on something else, while also working on another job or like building a side project, then definitely by all means go and do that. It's one of the biggest things that I could ever recommend to people is to get good at how you approach arguments and disagreements with people. They shouldn't be arguments. How you approach disagreements with people. It's just really important to be like calm, relaxed, and even when you really, really feel like you want to, just to not say hurtful things to people, because that shit never goes away. And like, especially like saying shit to girlfriends, it is really hard to come back from that. It really is. And so I've definitely said a lot of mean shit to her. She's definitely said a lot of mean shit to me, and we're both working really hard on like being better conversation and working through disagreements without getting into those kind of fights. Tips for de-escalating issues. There's so many, and honestly, like, people ask me, this is probably one of the most important things I'll say tonight. People ask me that all the time. They always want to ask, like, how did you do it? How did you become successful? How did you move it up through the corporate world? How did you meet Logan? How did you make it there? How did you make it here? How did you make it? The ability to de-escalate issues, the ability to defuse arguments is probably one of the most important fucking lessons you can ever learn in your life. Ever learn in your life. And there's so many different tips to how you do that. And honestly, like, from positive reinforcement, from like, there's even like, I hate to say it, but there's even like some manipulation tactics that work really well in those scenarios. And I don't want to sound like evil, but like sometimes like the right manipulation could actually avoid something that's more hurtful to people in the end. And so like, yo, there's sometimes like where I'll take a very passive approach in an argument, even though like I could easily take the other approach too. Like, it's not out of fear or out of like being nervous or anything like that. But sometimes that passive approach, depending on who you have a disagreement with, could work better than a really confident or over cocky approach. And so there's so much to fucking learn in life about how you handle and de-escalate arguments, is that the person they have the disagreement with understands their side. And so you always want to be open and listening and making people at least think, and I hate to say that you understand where they're coming from. And it's called empathy. It's called being empathetic to the person's situation and to their side of the argument. And so when you get good at maneuvering through disagreements, it's generally because you've gotten better at those feelings of empathy. How do you help a friend struggling with mental illness? Just be there for them. Just be there to talk. Mental illness is so fucking tricky, man. It's so hard. It's so hard to try to understand like what somebody's going through, and it's so hard to like put the problem with mental illness is it's so complicated just for the sufferer. It's so complicated just for the person that's suffering to put into words, to make somebody understand what it feels like to go through what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you can't tell someone what it feels like how do you help that person? You know what I'm saying? And like, you do your best, but like the human mind is like the one last thing that we haven't explored and we don't know anything about. It's like space, like we just don't know enough about it. And so it just sucks, dude. And honestly, like, the worst part, the thing about mental illness it's just frustrating. You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating. It's like a problem that just like nags at you, and I think like that's when people really start to get like disillusioned with life and just like upset with life because of the relentless grind that mental illness is. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I always tell people that it comes in waves, and it really does. It really does. And you know, to anybody listening to this that's struggling tonight with you know, anxiety or depression or, you know, OCD or problems with self-worth or, you know, or their emotions or anything like that, like, I say it in the book a lot, but you just got to keep going. It's crazy. It's crazy when you look back like a good chunk of years and you look back at where you were and truly say to yourself, yo, that's not me anymore. That's not the person that I was. And that's not, you know, I'm not the person that I was now. If you're going through something, keep fucking going. Shit gets better. And so for anybody that's struggling, yo, just keep rocking.